G'day, crypto warriors. It's your host, Sash, firing up from the heart of Melbourne on this wild November 19th, 2025. Picture this, you're staring at your screen as Bitcoin, the unbreakable digital gold, craters below 140,000 for the first time since April, wiping out every ounce of 2025's hard-fought gains. The world is screaming bubble burst. Tech stocks are tanking. ETFs are hemorrhaging $1.6 billion, and its 1.2 trillion market wipeout feels like a gut punch. But here's the spark that keeps me up at night, grinning like a kid who just found buried treasure. This isn't the end of Bitcoin's story. It's the plot twist. You see, I've been riding this wave since the days when buying Bitcoin in Australia meant sketchy USB handoffs in laneways. Yeah, the early adopters here will back me up on that drug deal vibe from the expos today. Back then, it was raw, rebellious, revolutionary. And today, amid the global panic, Australia's flipping the script with BlackRock's ETFs hitting our shores and Bitcoin-backed home loans becoming reality. Bitcoin isn't just surviving, it's evolving, reshaping finance from the ground up. I know this tech will dismantle the old guard, hand power back to the people, and turn everyday Aussies into global players. It's not hype, it's history in the making. If that doesn't light a fire in your belly, stick around, because by the end of this deep dive, you'll see the chaos as your cue to stack sats. Let's roll. All right. Before we plunge into the red ink, let's inject some levity. Because if crypto's taught us anything, it's that you gotta laugh at the dips or they'll drag you under. Here's today's fresh brewed crypto joke, straight from the Melbourne's underground. Why did the altcoin go to therapy? It had an identity crisis after Bitcoin told it, you are just a shitcoin with commitment issues. One day you're pumping, the next you're dumping me for the next shiny narrative. Boom! I just dropped the mic. If that didn't crack a smile, hit the comments with your own. Best one gets a shout out in the next one. Now, let's get conversational. What's your go-to stress eater during a crash? Pizza or push-ups? I am team Arvo toast here in Oz, but spill yours. Engagement starts now. Kicking off close to home, because nothing fires me up like watching Australia's crypto scene go from fringe to frontline. Here in Melbourne and across the nation, we're not just weathering the global storm. We are building arcs, people. Building arcs. Top of the headlines today, BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin ETF, IBIT, is set to quote on the ASX this week. Mid-November, a launch confirmed. That's right. Folks, the world's biggest asset manager is handing Aussies advisors a clean, regulated way to plug into pod Bitcoin without the wallet worries. Management fee? A tidy 0.39%. This isn't some fly-by-night token. It's institutional grade access, benchmarked to spot BTC. Imagine telling your financial planner, mate, let's allocate to BlackRock's Bitcoin over a flat white. Game changer for super funds and retail punters alike. And hold on to your Akubras. Block Earner just won their regulator scrap and launched Australia's first Bitcoin-backed home loan product. That's BTC as collateral for your dream pad, folks. No more liquidating your stack to buy in. Now your sats work for your mortgage. It's a massive leap in blending crypto with TradFi real estate, especially as housing prices here keep climbing. X is buzzing with self-custody stories from Melbourne locals. One thread today from Green Tyler 27 is pushing for a de minimis tax exemption on small BTC TXNS under $10,000, calling it a boost for innovation on everyday Aussies. Spot on. Why tax a coffee run in sats when it could spark financial literacy nationwide? ATO at ATO_gov, take notes. Over in Sydney, KuCoin's planting roots with a new headquarters and tapping James Pinch as Aussie's MD. All about ramping up security and growth down under. And don't sleep on Oz CryptoCon 2025, getting ready for 22nd and 23rd November. Over 1,000 companies geeking out on blockchain's future. Regulatory vibe. ASIC's still hawk-eyed, banning that Melbourne advisor for dodgy super advice, but it's weeding out the weeds so the garden grows strong. What does this mean for you in the burbs? More tools, less friction, and a local landscape that's crypto native. But let's chat. If BlackRock's ETF lands in your portfolio, are you going to 5% allocation or YOLO 20%? Drop in below. I read them all. Zooming out to the big blue marble, because what shakes the globe shakes our wallets. Bitcoin's at 149k as I speak, down 13% from 174k last week, 27% off that October all-time high of 189,000 and officially negative for 2025. The whole market's shed 1.2 trillion in 6 weeks. Ether's nursing a 40% gut wound from 4,955 and Solana's down 12%. You ask, why the bloodbath? Blame the tech bubble jitters. Nasdaq's off 4.5% this month, and BTC's correlation is undeniable per Jones Trading. US spot ETFs, 3.7 billion outflows since October 10th, 2.3 billion just in November, as tariff fears and no dis rate cut in December bets sour the mood. Globally, Tether's dropping cash into Lowdown for BTC-backed lending. They've originated 1 billion this year alone, signaling demand's still hot despite the dip. Michael Saylor's strategy snagged 8,178 BTC for 835 million last week at 152,000, average hodling like it's their job. Spoiler, it is. And Wales, Axjetter shows them accumulating 1k BTC hodlers spiking amid the fear. Japan's yen carry trade unwind. 20 trillion in play. Yields at record 3.33% on 30 years. That's forcing liquidations worldwide. But here's my hot take. This death cross on charts, it's a liquidity reset, not a belief breaker. Standard Chartered's Jeff Kendrick calls the sell-off complete. Rally to year-end still in play. Wall Street eyes new ATHs by 2025 in December. Globally, it's partnerships like Gemini's AU expansion and Core DAO's public company tie-ups making BTC work harder. Thoughts? Any thoughts? Is this the bottom or 80,000 US incoming? Polling comments. Let's dissect this beast. No fluff, just facts and fire. First, the implications. That 25% BTC drop mirrors the Nasdaq's AI hangover. Google boss warns of irrationality and risk-offs hitting crypto first. But unlike 2022's FTX implosion, this is macro-driven. Inflation sticky at 2.5%, Fed cuts off the table, yen strengthening crushes 20 trillion carries. Local angle, AU's third most popular investment after shares, cash. This dip could flood BlackRock's ETF with rebound buys. Tech breakthroughs, beyond techs bridging BTC without wrappers, locking assets origin side, minting native Rune BRC 20 on L1 via MPC. Verifiable, no IOUs, that's multi-chain liquidity unlocked. Market influence, if ETF inflows stabilize, watch Harvard's 443 million IBIT stake triple. We bounce to 110k US by November and per coin DCX models. Bear case, 80,000k US puts dominate options now. My belief, fundamentals scream rebound, halvings, adoption, scarcity. This crash, your entry to revolution. Quick edu break. Remember, I'm no financial advisor. Dior and consult pros. Bitcoin basics, it's peer-to-peer or P2P, electronic cash via blockchain. Miners solve puzzles for blocks every 10 minutes, capping at 21 million coins. Post 2024 halving, issuance halved to 3.125 BTC per block. Scarcity is the secret sauce. Investment tip, DCA, dollar cost average. Buys weekly, smoothing volatility. In this dip, stack small, hodl long. Consumer protection, watch for scams. AFP seized BTC linked assets last month. Verify wallets, enable 2FA. Resources, Coursera's free Bitcoin and cryptocurrency tech, 4 weeks. Coinly's AU tax guide for 2025 filings, or Blockchain Collective's Melbourne workshops. Level up free, links in the description. Loving these convos? You are the heartbeat of CRYPTOLOGIC. For deeper dives, exclusive AU news, and tools to thrive, swing by cryptologic.com.au, your one-stop for market mastery and community fire. New today, our Deep Survival Toolkit ebook, free for subs. That's your fuel up, legends. Smash like if this sparked hope. Subscribe for daily drops. We are locked in. Share with a mate staring at red screens and comment hodl or fold. Peace from Melbourne. Stack sats. Stay sovereign. Bitcoin is not dead. It's just getting started. See you in the blockchain. Cheers.